How's it feel to be here, Jordan?
Yeah, good. I'm excited to get started. It's a wonderful facility, and everyone I've met so far has been great. So yeah, looking forward to it.
Just after your 6 years in Pittsburgh, what's it like to switch teams?
Yeah, it's obviously been there for quite a while, and just the one college team before that. So yeah, changing doesn't really happen very often for me. So yeah, just an interesting experience. But as I said, everyone's been really good so far, and yeah, excited to get into it.
You got released, I guess, on the 31st. When did you first hear the Vikings might be interested, and how did it come about you ended up here?
I obviously got let go, and then I think it was pretty much the next day my agent was saying that he might have something lined up for me, and I think it was that following day after that, so 2 days after that, flew out here and they took a look at me and went from there.
What adjustments have to be made, or do you expect have to be made? I mean, is it different working with a new long snapper, or is punting?
For the most part, it's going to be like punting's punting, but there is obviously going to be small differences here and there. Probably the biggest one's going to be working with the kickers, just making sure that I get Greg's ball where he wants it, and nice and tidy snaps, and just working out the routine and timing and the cadence and stuff. But again, for the most part, it's going to be pretty similar.
What was your entry point into American football from Australia?
So for me, coming across, I came over in 2009, went to Eastern Kentucky University. So prior to that, like in high school, I'd seen a few guys come from professional Australian rules football and make it in the NFL. At that time period, it was Ben Graham and Sav Rocker. Watching those guys and seeing some American football on TV, I thought it'd be a good path. Growing up, I wanted to be a professional Australian football player, but just didn't quite have the running endurance to keep up at that top tier for that sport, and always had a big kick. So gave American football a look, and worked out pretty well.
Can you talk about being a holder and how hard you had to work at that and do you consider yourself a good holder?
Yeah, so for me, holding, it really worked on that initially before coming across for college, because being a punter, you're going to be the one spending the most time with the kickers. So it worked out pretty well that once I got to college, I think at one point we had 5 kickers and I was the only holder. So just sitting there all day and holding, that's really where I got most of my skill from, is just reps all day, every day in college. And apart from that, it's really just looking at the finer details, getting some video out and making sure I'm doing the right thing up close. Because obviously, TV cameras and the practice film, you can't really see those sort of finer details. So just bringing a camera out and just taking a close look at exactly what I was doing and just improving where I could.
There are certain statistics that you focus on to evaluate yourself.
So probably the big ones as a punter are going to be hang time, distance, and placement. They're the 3 sort of criteria that you look at. Coming from Pittsburgh up there, they're really stressing hang time. I've always felt like I've been pretty good in that category. Just looking forward to seeing. It seems pretty similar here. They're going to want good hang time, good placement of the ball. And obviously being a punter, the distance is key, getting the net punting, the end result after the return. So it's giving good balls for the coverage team to get down there and stop return.
You're the second Australian punter we've had. Darren Bennett was the first. What memories of him?
I wasn't really watching American football back then when he was playing, but I have met him and I have worked out with him in the past. He's a really good guy. He's done a lot of great things for guys trying to come across to America and make it in American football. And I think it was maybe 2015, early in the year, I went down to San Diego and worked out with him a bit. He's a really good dude.
Jordan, I know you said that the biggest adjustment is probably working with Greg and getting rhythm down with him, but is there benefit to coming in with a long snapper like Andrew, who is, a vet in this league as well, and who's kind of been a couple different places? Yeah,
definitely. So in the workout, we got talked about how they want the ball and stuff, but I've got a few reps with him in, and he puts the ball in pretty much the same spot every time, so that's going to make my job 100 times easier than say you have a rookie who might be spraying the ball out in the snaps and you're having to adjust and correct those mistakes. But from what I've seen so far, his snaps are fantastic, so it should make my job a lot easier.
Is it going to be any different punting indoors all the time now?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I haven't really had many games indoors in my career, so it's going to be exciting. I should have some fun.
Any more for Jordan?
Cool.
Thank you.